Today we're talking...
Pivot! Pivot!
Pivots. We've changed the double pivot. We've had a defeat. We're not top of the league, but we're not panicking. Welcome to the Treq-inspired Malaga. All right, everybody. So this is the run of results from last time. As you can see, we've had the last episode. We had that little 0-0 draw. We panicked a little bit then, and then we followed it up with two further draws. A 4-0 win over Alcañano, 4-0. But something more interesting as well. If we do click on the game, 12 shots with an XG of 1.46, and we scored 4 goals. So maybe not lucky, but we took our chances maybe a little bit better than what we should have done or expected to do. The Melia game, XG, 0.74. Cordoba a game, just over 1. And Merida, more worryingly, they did miss a penalty, Merida. They had 2 penalties with an XG of 2.12. What are XG? 0.75, I think, or 0.7. So they still created more than us from open play. Our XG, as you can see, 68% possession, but 0.37. So that's a little bit of a worry. So then I started to think about the tactic itself. Yes, we've got a trequartista. Yes, we've got a roaming playmaker. Yes, we've got an advanced playmaker, a winger on attack. But are we just being a little bit too defensive? Or maybe we're just lacking a little bit of creativity in that first third in build-up. We're kind of building up with a 3-2-5. So I thought, let's try and expand it and see if we can change the double pivot. And more importantly, to get this man in. Lucas Sanyali, he is the kind of like the star player, the highest earner, like Malaga's probably star signing of the summer, and he hasn't been playing. He has been playing now, and he scored 3 goals from defensive midfield. He's got decent enough physical attributes. He's only 5'6", but he's quite an all-rounder, good work rate, good teamwork. So the idea was, because of this role here, the inverted fullback, where they were basically backing up with a back 3, and remember, with the first tactic that we had an anchor in there. Like, we may go back to this tactic, this version of the 4-2-3-1, especially when we play against bigger sides, and next year, regarding what league we're in, if we're a league above, we might have to change this. We might even go, and we might settle back to an anchor. But just at the moment, wow, we're in so much possession. Can we just change it slightly? My other issue is that obviously we have the runner of Vilodres, but we're wanting him to stay wide, just so we have always an option. Obviously, we want crosses into the box as well, because Fernandez is pretty good in the air. We've also got a run kind of from deep here, but nothing kind of central. The trequartista kind of ghosts in, and obviously the playmaker doesn't on that side. So I thought, let's change that double pivot. So we've gone to a double pivot with a deep line playmaker on defend and a volante on attack. The idea being, because we've got those 3 there, and Diarra, Wande and Monte staying back, do we really need an anchor in there as well? I would maybe say yes if this was a more of an attacking fullback, and it's something we may change. We may go with a more attacking fullback and maybe have him as an inside forward so he can make those diagonal runs and be a little bit more of a goal threat, because at the moment we're purely relying on the form of Fernandez up front. So we've gone with a deep line playmaker. Now, at the moment, we've not got anything amazing in terms of creativity. Maybe we have at this level in terms of attribute numbers, but in the grand scheme of things, none of them are not that great. Like, if your favourite role is a Carrilero, you're not the greatest footballer in my eyes. He's okay, you know, vision 12, passing 13, he's not great. But what we're asking him to do is deep line playmaker on defend. I was a little bit scared of having everyone vacate that, so we're just having him on defend at the moment on that left-hand side as well, because we are expecting Sanchez to carry on his good form. 1 goal and 6 assists in 21 appearances. So we're expecting him to bomb on, those 3 sitting, and then we've gone Sanyali as a volante on attack. Now, in an ideal world, I think I would have wanted him on the left side. Because of the role of Molina and Donny, I thought the volante going through there would have been a lot better, but at the same time, with Molina then going into that space at times, that may then cramp up that room for maybe Sanyali to go into. So what I was thinking was, on this right-hand side, with Vilodres keeping his width and no movements from the fullbacks, he should have a lot of space to go in. So I'm hoping in build-up, we end up looking more like a 3-1-6, and hoping that in today's game, I can show you a little bit of that. Now, you Patreons, there's been a tremendous effort in terms of new Patreons on the channel, so thank you very much. Your names are going on screen. Both Tactics Malaga 1, which is the one with the roaming playmaker, and Malaga 2 with the Volante is now available for you to download. Link down in the description. We have got Alucron in the Copa del Rey. We've made it to the second round of the Copa del Rey. Alucron are just above, is it Alucron? Alcoron are just above relegation. So a really good stepping stone in terms of to see how well we are looking. We're in January. I'm planning on making no signings, no sales whatsoever. I've had to offer a couple of contracts as well. 2 new contracts to Ramon Enriquez. He was wanted by Espanyol. I'm not overly convinced by him. He's not got a great physical profile. He's not absolutely amazing, but he was linked with Espanyol. I thought, I can't have him going to Espanyol for free. So I decided to offer a new contract. He wanted a lot more money as well. He wanted double his money. And that's also the same for Wande, who has had a very good season. He was also wanted by a bigger club, someone in the second tier, only 24 years old, had a decent season for us. He's come through our youth academy as well, so I thought it was only right to offer him a new deal. Them 2 deals, though, have plunged us to £9,000 in the red a week in terms of wage budget. Our finances are still looking okay, but we're only halfway through the season. We really need to get out of this division, with the division showing us in second place, a point behind Ibiza. 15 wins for them, so an extra win. We've only lost that once. We've got a really good goal difference, and we're already 8 points ahead as well of third place Murcia. So it's a 2-horse title race, but I thought I would show the cup today because I want a cup run. We always want a cup run, and hopefully we can beat Alcaron today. We'll be then in the last. Oh no, it's a huge. No, I was going to say what will be in there. The last 32. We'll be in the last 32. Right, team selection. I have been alternating Molina and Donny to see if we could get a better tune out of the Trequartista. Donny's, after last episode where we spoke about the Trequartista, he's kind of gone back into his box. Now, one of the suggestions from one of the people watching was Isco. So what we are going to do, we're not going to do this very often because I don't want the search thing to become a little bit unrealistic, but there he is. He's 31 years old. He's got a year and a half left on his deal. Where will we be in a year and a half to pick up what will then be a 33-year-old Isco? Just saying, there's the idea. First, one of the Trequartistas potentially down the line. Isco, who obviously was with Malaga for 2 seasons back in 2011-12 and 2012-2013. The glory years, the finishing 4th and the Champions League year. So that is the idea, to replace this guy who is underperforming his XG. Look, his XG is now 10 and he's only scored 5 goals. So that's maybe not helping. And maybe we're over-analysing it a little bit. And when you just sometimes look at the hardcore numbers and what you see with your eyes, he gets into really good areas and then he just doesn't take his chance. So maybe if we can get someone who's a really good finisher in that Trequartista, we may see better numbers. I think with everything with a Trequartista, they're generally not going to get a high rating. You know, they're not that centre-half that will get a good solid 7, 7.1, 7.2 in most performances. I think your Trequartista in-game has to do something in terms of an assist and a goal to get those average ratings up. Very much like FPL points. He's not scoring me many FPL points at the moment, but I'm seeing things in-game that encourages me that the role itself, maybe not him, maybe Donny's not the guy, but the role will see some results at some point. But then diving in, we're comparing this to the 5 big leagues, which he's not. But you would say it's all relevant in terms of the level he is playing at. So if we just look at some of his numbers, he's got just below average assists. He's got above average dribbles per 90. Pass completion, he's good. And we've also got shots on target 0.87, so he's above average on that. Worrying though, his open play key passes per 90 is 0.71, and 0.76 is still regarded as poor. So that is the issue. How do we get this boy ticking? Maybe not this boy, but the role ticking. I'm really interested in hear your thoughts, because this is going to be an ongoing thing in this save, the Trequartista. It has to stay. So what do we do with it? At the moment, I'm not wanting to change a wide player because I don't want to lose that pace of Villadres. And also the combination of Dani Sanchez and Molina is probably our best attacking threat. So I don't want to lose that. But we need to do something. Is it personnel or is it Donny? Let me know in the comments. Right, game day. Let's go. Let's see if we can get that 3-1-6. I said Alcorona down near the bottom. It's a test. We'll obviously, you know, if we get promoted this year, we'll make changes. We'll sign players. But with the budget, I imagine it's not going to be huge changes. Our XG as well has improved so much. You know, we're looking at over 2 XG now for the last 3 performances. Even the draw, the 0-0 draw we had a couple of games ago, our XG was 2.69. So we're creating chances, maybe a little bit more than what we did. Sanyali's the volante, so we're going to keep our eye on. He does drop in here to pick up possession, but then he does kick on when the ball's maybe moved into the middle third or out to the wingers and stuff, out to this left-hand side. He does then start to make a run. Right, Molina, Roberto, Ramon. There's the... See, my only little issue is that the Ramon is getting into some more attacking areas. Some of that we've got to be aware of, but we have got a 3. I do like the role of the centre-half now, and he's... I don't know. In the past, I've not seen this in the game where the central defender, if I would expect that, if this was previous FMs to be further back, he's not a stopper, he's not libero, he's just a central defender on defend, and he's kind of picking up better rest defence. My issue was worrying about the deep line playmaker just moving a little bit too much, even though he's on defend. We're asking him to be more expressive, but with that little combination there, I'm quite happy that we're in a decent position in case we lose possession of the ball. Right, Roberto. Oh, look, he's only scored 1 goal, Roberto, in his last 5 games. We are reliant on him a little bit. I don't know how many goals a Treq in the 10 role is capable of. So that's what's making me think we need another goal threat. We need that kind of goal-scoring winger. We need that. An inside forward. I think that will need to come at some point with the Treq and if we want to keep going with that playmaker on that left-hand side. So there. Sanyali's got into a really nice position now. He's stood in the middle, beautifully stood in the middle of a square. And hopefully now he can then release Roberto. Let's see if he does it. I'm now shouting him from the side of the pitch. There's me. Slip him. Slip him. He slipped him. Not a great pass, but that was a great touch from Roberto. Oh, yes. I am a tactical genius. Lovely play. Would he be that high with the roaming playmaker? Potentially. He might have been sucked towards the ball a little bit. But it's a lovely little move. Lovely touch from Roberto, since he's low on confidence. And he's fired it in. We're 1-0 up against second-tier Alcoron in the Copa del Rey. Okay, they're going to have a little go. Oh, nice little slip pass. We could be in trouble. Good block. Deflected. Great save from Herrero. See, now, look, he's just a little bit higher. No need to have... You know, there will be times when I think, right, we need 2 in there. Especially if they're pressing really high. We've managed to work around their press because they're playing with what looks like a 4-2-3-1. So being able to get our deep line playmaker on the ball. Into Molina. He's gone direct early. Keen on that. I don't think that was needed. So here, look. There we go. 3. There's our 1. We could say Sanchez is not that high. But now Sanyali is just come into this area. Giving that centre-back something to think about. Giving that full-back something to think about. And then that maybe just leaves Roberto a little bit extra space. Maybe at the opportunity of your 1v1, we've got a couple of options now to get passes into channels between centre-halves and between full-backs and centre-halves, and we didn't have that before. Donny will occupy that little half space, so now it's maybe a good thing that we've got the volante on this side, so Sanyali can dominate that little bit of a half space. Roberto, we've gone long again. Okay. Sanyali's there pressing high. Raman picks it up. Into Sanyali! Good strike, good save. Realise he's probably not called Sanyali. You can let me know that I didn't know I know I've got a couple of Malaga fans watching the series, so you can teach me how to say his name down in the comments. Right, 55% of the ball, 5 shots, 4 on target, XG of 0.83. They've had an XG of 0.87. We've not really seen that yet. And remember, the next episode will be Saturday night because I'm going to be live streaming this on YouTube from 9 o'clock. So make sure you are subscribed. Right, we've got a corner. Start the second half. Molina with it. I have got a little routine as well that I am going to put into this. I've had a routine with Leverkusen when I was doing the Xavi Alonso video. And we've scored a serious amount of goals from corners. So I'm going to implement that and see if it's a little bit OP in terms of success with another team. We did have Granit Xhaka waiting at the edge of the area to fire them in. We don't have that, but maybe we could put a Molina at the edge of the area to fire some balls in from a short corner routine that I've been working on. Right, we're quiet. Roberto. Ramon. We did say this with this tactic as well. I think it's something that we're going to have to get on and tweak, and you know, obviously the better quality of players will help as we go potentially, but some of these games are going to be edgy because we're not going to be overcreated. The times when I've done this lower tempo tactic, it's kept it remarkably tight and controlled. It's verging on a little bit of Graham Potter at Chelsea, very tight, very possession orientated, but have we got that quality in terms of finishing off chances, which I thought we had until the last 5 games. Our XG at the moment is good in the last few games, but it's not so much today. Right, we're going to make some changes. Sanchez must cover some ground on that left-hand side because he's always absolutely knackered. I'm also going to take off Villadres because he's been injured for the last few weeks. I think is that his first appearance? Yeah, he's not played in the last 5, so he's got a nice little, what's he got under his belt there? 72 minutes. We're dominating games. Loads of passes, 65% possession, 64% possession. If we could get that second goal, I feel like in a lot of games we would be absolutely coasting, but we just always give the opportunity to the away side because we just don't score recently enough goals. Right, can we get that second goal? Sanyali bursting into the box. He's smashed it against the bar. Donny is 6 yards out and decided to play it backwards. Right, into the last few minutes. Hernandez, we'll see where this highlight goes. I do need to make some more changes. It's another midweek game. I think the Copa del Rey, we played in midweek last week, the first round. This is midweek the week after. So a lot of Saturday, Wednesdays. We've put it in. Roberto scores. 2-0. Tie done. Now it looks good, doesn't it? 2-0. Sanyali driving in that half space. Let's just bring it back. Let's just see how he picked that up. Is it a run? No, it's him. So Roberto's got it. And then Sanyali, maybe because he's on attack. Love it. Just gives us an extra option, doesn't it? We've lost it, but we get it back. Ramon with that lovely pass. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Let me know at the moment as well, down in the comments. What double pivot are you working with right now in your FM24 save? Let me know down in the comments. And there we go. 2-0, 64% possession. We've just edged it. Their XG has come 0.96, but I'm quite happy with how we've controlled the game again today. Nearly 700 passes. Donny has managed to get himself a 7.2. 2 key passes from him and creating 1 clear-cut chance. Okay, that is positive. Should we see who we get in the next round? We've got a lot of scout reports coming in as well. A lot of scout reports. This one's from our chief scout. So I need to start putting some stuff together. So next week, after the stream, there will be a lot of scouting, recruitment focuses set up as well in videos, just so you know how we're going to work as a club in terms of recruitment, because we need to get that going ready for season 2. Right, it's the 3rd round draw. We're going to do it together. Are you ready? I don't think it's seeded. Okay. We take that. So I feel like we could beat anyone in the not anyone, but a lot of teams in the 2nd division. Real Oviedo, Getafe, Malaga at home, 30,000, so we could fill it. Celta Vigo. There you go, boys. That will be in the stream on Saturday night. All right, guys, take care. See you later.